It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's our visitors and our home team. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen, it is for real. Season begins here. Should be a fun one. Off we go on EA Sports. They'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
It's a loss of 2.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12.
Green, 60 red.
Now they'll set up to throw. Open man, it's Jamison Williams. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Come on, set. Ready.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like you might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Here's a second and 12.
Striker, 3-3. 52 blue, drill, 52. Blaster, 6. Spike, white. Claude, red. Hut.
He'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much. There anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Third and long.
Here we go. Fury, yellow, 22.
Back to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. The Golden Eagles about set to punt.
His guys take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Back. Steady.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
From the 22 now, here's second and 3.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now here's a keeper on his own read. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Steady.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Ready. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Showing off with footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
Cowboy 80.
Try to pick this one up on the ground. First down and more inside the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, St. Louis. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Makes the score Steamers 7, Golden Eagles 0.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. And when we talk about momentum and trying to stop negative momentum, it's moments like this. Not only did you just give up the big score, but now, Greg, they've got to get that defense back on the field after the fumble.
Yeah, and on one sideline, you're riding high. I mean, the last two plays could not have gone any better. And then on the other sideline, they couldn't have gone any worse.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and
Ball
7.
on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 7. Now, faking the give. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
A gain of 6.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Third and a yard.
Here we go. Shot. Steady.
And he's not going to get there. Wallop right at the line of scrimmage, and now it's fourth down.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Deputy! Deputy Lions! Let go!
Getting the tough yards. They'll go with their fullback.
That's good for a St. Louis first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10.
Ready, right?
Now a give on the ground. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll try to run with their fullback. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
I think a little bit of what's happened here, Mike, is this offense is having some trouble matching the level of physicality of the defense. So physically, they're getting beat at the point of attack, and I think these last 2 plays are a great example why.
3rd and a long way to go. He'll look to throw. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down. So the move is for the field goal unit here. This will be an even 40-yard attempt. And he pushed it. No good. That is wide to the right. And this is going to remain a 1-possession game.
And this is where playing in the elements can really become a problem. These kickers practice all year in pretty much ideal conditions. So sometimes you got to approach these kicks a little bit different. He's just unable to connect.
Here we go. Grip yellow, 43. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Here we go. 560. 52 blows.
Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
Ready up. Come on, set. Black 40. Set.
They'll look to throw.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Blue 32. Steel black. Green jack.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That's incomplete. Daring ball on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And the Golden Eagles will take over here just shy of the 30.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's 2nd down.
And their offensive struggles just continue to show up time after time here in this first half. It's going to be hard to sustain drives when you continue to put themselves in holes on these early downs like they did here.
2nd and 10.
Set. Ready. Ready.
Now a handoff running right. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
On the ready. Set. Hut. 60. Black Ultra. Smash. Red. Set.
The shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on 3rd down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of 3rd down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
Red. Cycle. Let's go. Yellow. 43. Ready.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. And try to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I've been around certain quarterbacks, Mike, that loved throwing the ball in the rain, and other quarterbacks who were very uncomfortable. It looks like this one kind of got out of his hand, a little wonky, and that ball gets away from you just enough. It's going to end up falling into the wrong hands and go the other way.
Ready.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. Oh, the ball's out. Oh, one of his teammates is there to pick it up.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Ready.
2nd down, zone read, and he keeps it. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. A big play on that one. 38 yards.
First and goal at the 6-yard
This offensive
line.
line continues to be very physical at the point of attack. They've been able to give their backs plenty of room to run. And that's why they've already eclipsed the century mark here in the opening half.
From 6 yards out, it's 1st and goal.
Go! Go!
Here's a run. Oh, a loose football. The defense has got it.
Isn't it funny just how fast things can swing in the NFL? I mean, in the blink of an eye, you go from being on the verge to heading to this first half lead to suddenly having the ball and momentum swing completely the opposite way. Big time defensive play that they really needed to keep this game within reach.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. They are very fortunate to get another shot at it. It is second down and goal. They give it to the first option. That's the fullback. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. He slams it in there, and he is in. Touchdown, Steamer. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
Extra point try forthcoming. It's up and through. And the Steamers move out on top, 14-0.
Golden Eagles, nothing.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll start at the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Come on, set!
Trying to start on the ground. And he'll try to keep his footing. Manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but quite a turn of events here. He has set up the offense with 1st and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready,
Backed up to the 3. It's 2nd and goal.
ready,
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That is caught. And he's so close to the goal line. Couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half. They were stopped on second down, now 3rd and goal from the 1.
Ready.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, St. Louis.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle form, like the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
A try here for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Steamers will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Golden Eagles, nothing.
Four seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. This returnable from the 4. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Let's go.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready.
And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain of 11 on that one. That's enough for a first down.
41-yard line.
Come on, come on.
They'll stay on the ground. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Second and 10.
They'll try again. It's second and 10.
Ready.
Now this time they'll look to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't think.
Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds.
At their own 22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Ready. Ready.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he dances away from one defender on his way. Gain of 7.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Down. Cut.
They'll stick with him again. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run. Simple handoff. No gain.
Now a 3rd and 2. We'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a 1st down.
And it looked at first like that opening was going to close up on him, didn't it, Mike? I mean, really nice job there by the back. Patient and quickness, kind of all at the same time to find that hole. And he's able to get through to keep this drive alive.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Ready.
Following the penalty, he'll run it. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch. Found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down. And this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting. But finally, when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Ready.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Here we go. Set. 33. Yellow. Set.
Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in.
And I think it's really been to all of our surprise. We haven't really had to say his name very much so far, and I think you can give the defense all the credit for that. There's his first catch of the game, and it comes here in the 3rd quarter.
Yellow, 22.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's 3rd and 4.
Shot, 17. Come on, second.
4th quarter begins on the ground. And he will convert. Good job there. Drive continues at the 48.
Typically in a 3rd down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. What a run. He brings it to the red zone, taken down inside the 20-yard line. It is a big play on 1st down. It's a gain of 34. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run. It's the man from Virginia Tech, Facial Tootin. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
Let's go. Ready?
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
On the double.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is third and long. And for a third time today, he's intercepted.
Frankly, Mike, a disaster. I don't know how else to classify it. I mean, that's now 5 turnovers, 3 coming through the air. You're just not going to win games at this level playing and giving the ball away.
Ready? Past the 60, past the 60.
They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Ready?
So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. From down near his goal line, he'll look to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And he pitches it. And that's not going to do it. They'll get about 3, but it's 4th and long coming up.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
At the 49-yard line.
Set green jack. Red 38.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
14 yards on that pass play there. And that will be a first down. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll let this go deep for the end zone.
And while this one is all but over, these guys aren't going to let up one bit. They have a lot of pride in their performance, Mike. And just because they have this big lead, they're not going to give you anything easy here down the stretch.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Blue striker. Down. 10 black. White. White. Cut.
They'll look to throw again. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical third down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock. So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Get about 6 before he's taken down. They go 5 receivers for third down and 4. They'll throw out of the gun. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. The offense staying out there for this fourth down. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. When you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield, it doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Ready, break. Ready, let's go.
They'll drop to throw. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. It's second down.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
Now a second timeout called by the defense. And it comes with 36 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Now a run, and it's their fullback with the carry. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it.
When that play call came into the huddle, Mike, I don't think anyone seriously expected this guy to suddenly rip.
Now, how about this? It's a fake. They try to let the up man run with it, but he gets buried behind the line, and they turn it over on downs.
I'm sure the coach wishes he could have just called a timeout, because from the moment they lined up in that punt formation, the defense was expecting fake. There was nowhere to go. That play was dead from the jump, and that's a big turn of events here in this one.
That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced, and at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
Another try, second and 10.
Let's go now. 60 reps.
Throwing now from the gun. That is caught. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. And they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the fourth. Now, first and goal.
Watch it. Here we go. Blue, 32. Ready?
Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal.
Down.
They'll go with the sneak. Looking to squeeze into a crease somewhere. Did not break the plane. They're going to mark them short. This crowd doing everything they can before third and goal. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down. And it's going to be some points here at the finish line. This is a touchdown. They've fought till the end, but still will come up short.
Well, it turns out it was the 4th time that ended up being the charm, Mike, so they get stopped 3 rush attempts in a row. So what do? They keep the offense out there and they say, all right, try to stop us a 4th. The defense can't keep them out of the end zone, and that was a big-time job finishing off that drive for the offense.
And now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. One final play. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. So the fans going to head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.